Very well. What, mortal? What is it now? That was my plan. What, mortal? Greetings. What is it now? You thought of that? Greetings. Very well. I hunger. Agreed. What is it now? Damn. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. What, mortal? Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. I hunger. What is it now? Gracious. That was my plan. Greetings. What is it now?
Welcome to our village.
Greetings. You thought of that? That was my plan. What is it now? I must hunt soon. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Greetings. I must hunt soon. What is it now? Agreed. That was my plan. Death rages. Die. Thought of that? Very well. Death rages. I must hunt soon. Greetings. That was my plan. Very well. Your soul is mine. Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. What, mortal? What is it now? You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan.
Let the killing begin. Let the killing begin. Let the killing begin. Let the killing begin.
Very well. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. What is it now?
First
Greetings. I must hunt soon. What is it now? Very well. That was my plan.
Our hero has fallen.
Who'd you want to kill? Dewaniwanga. I do not.
The night. What? What is it now? Greetings. What, mortal? I must hunt soon. What is it now? That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Greetings. I must hunt soon. What is it now? Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. I hunger. Greetings. I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Greetings. Agreed. I hunger. Very well. Agreed.
Hero has fallen.
That was my plan. Agreed.
Our forces are under
That
attack.
was my plan.
Washiwa.
What is it now? You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. Must hunt soon. Very well. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. Greetings. What is it now? Very well. You thought of that? Greetings. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. What is it now? What, mortal? I must hunt soon. What is it now?
Let the killing begin.
What, mortal? You thought of that? Very well. Death rages. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Very well. Agreed.
Who'd you want to kill?
Greetings. Very well. I must hunt soon. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. Greetings. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. I must
Our
hunt
forces are
soon.
under attack.
What, mortal? Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. I must hunt soon.
Let the killing begin.
What, mortal? I must hunt soon. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? What, mortal? Greetings.
Your man.
What, mortal? That was my plan. I must hunt soon. What? Very well. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Greetings. That was my plan. What, mortal? You thought of that? Agreed.
Your manner is
That
the
was my plan. Agreed.
Our allies' hero has fallen.
Thought of that? That was my plan. What now? Very well.
Our forces are under attack.
Must hunt soon. You thought of that? That was my plan. What is it now? Very well. What, mortal? That was my plan. Agreed. I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Greetings. Agreed. That was my plan. What, mortal? Greetings. Very well. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Agreed. What, mortal? What is it now? You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Greetings. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan.
Our forces are under attack.
Soon. What is it now? You thought
Our
of that?
allies' hero has fallen.
I must hunt soon. Agreed. Greetings. I must hunt soon. I hunger. Die. That was my plan. Agreed. What? Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. You call greed. What, mortal? What is it now? Agreed. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan.
Our allies' hero has fallen.
What is it now? Agreed. Very well. What, mortal? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Agreed. What is it now? That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. Very well. I hunger. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. You thought of that? Very well. I must hunt soon.
Our allies' hero has fallen.
You thought of that?
Our forces are under attack.
That was my plan.
Insufficient men.
You thought of that? That was my plan. Death rages. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. What is it now? Very well. Greetings. That was my plan. What is it now? Very well. Agreed. What, mortal? You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. Soon. Greetings. That was my plan. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? What, mortal?
Do you want axe?
I greetings. Very well. What? What is it? That was my plan. Greetings. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? I must hunt soon. What, mortal? I hunger. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Die. I hunger. You thought of that? What is it now? That was my plan.
Our allies' hero has fallen.
Very well. What, mortal? That was my plan. You thought of that. You thought of that? Very well. Death rages. Die. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. There's some water, mortal. That was my plan. Agreed.
Our allies' hero has fallen.
That was my plan. Agreed. What is it now? I must hunt soon.
Our allies' hero
That
has
was my
fallen.
plan. What, mortal? Agreed. Greetings. What is it now? You thought of that? Double kill! Must hunt soon. What is it now? I must hunt soon. I hunger. Very well. That was my plan. Very well. Death
What you
rages.
want? Who'd you wanna kill?
What? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. What is it? I must hunt soon. Very well. Agreed. Greetings. That was my plan. You must hunt soon. Very well. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. What? Very well. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? Agreed. That was my plan. I hunger. Death rages.
Our allies' hero has fallen.
You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. You thought of that?
Allies' hero has fallen.
Very well. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Very well. What? What is it now? That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Death rages. Greed.
Our forces are under attack.
Agreed.
Who'd you wanna kill?
What is it now?
What you want?
What?
Chuta.
What is it now? Greetings. I must hunt soon. What is it now? That was my plan.
Our allies' hero has fallen.
Very well. Double kill. That was my plan. Greetings. What? I must hunt soon. Agreed. Very well. What is it now? That was my plan. Very well. Agreed. You thought of that? was my plan. What is it now? You thought of that? Greetings. I must hunt soon. What is it now? Very well. What, mortal? That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan.
Our allies hero has fallen.
Double kill. What, mortal? You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Very well. What is it now? Very well. Agreed. What, mortal? What is it now? You thought of that? What is it now? Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. Agreed. That was my plan. Agreed. You thought of that? Very well. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that?
Our hero has fallen. Our allies' hero
Who
has
do you want
fallen.
to kill? Kiwaniwanga.
The night beckons. What, mortal? Greetings. What, mortal? What is it now? That was my plan. I must hunt soon. What, mortal? I must hunt soon. Greetings. Agreed. What, mortal? Greetings. That was my plan. I must hunt soon. What is it now? What, mortal?
Our
Greetings.
forces are under attack.
Very well. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. I hunger. You thought of that? What, mortal? That was my plan. Agreed. I must hunt soon. Very well. Agreed. Double kill. You thought of that? Very well.
Our allies' hero has fallen.
That? Very well. That was my plan. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. Agreed. Agreed. I hunger.
Our forces are under attack.
Plan. Greetings. Agreed. I must hunt soon. You thought of that? Agreed. Very well. Death rages. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan.
Our allies' hero has fallen.
Very well. Greetings. Agreed. Very well. Die. Death rages. You thought of that? What is it now? Agreed. Very well.
Our allies' hero has
Plan.
fallen.
I must hunt soon. Agreed. That was my plan.
Forces are under attack.
What is it now?
Let the killing begin.
Greetings.
Washiwa.
I love you. Soon. Greetings. What, mortal? That was my plan. You thought of that. What is it now? Very well. Agreed.
Our allies' hero
That
has
was my
fallen.
plan. Agreed. Very well. That was my plan. What, mortal? Greetings. What is it now? Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. What, mortal? You thought of that? Agreed. You thought of that? That was my plan. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Very well. That was my plan. Double kill. That was my plan. You thought of that? That was my plan. Greetings. Very well. What? I must hunt soon. Greetings. You thought of that? That was my plan. I hunt.
Let the killing begin.
What is it? Greetings. I must hunt soon.
Juana.
What is it now? You thought of that? Greetings. Very well. I must hunt soon. You thought of that? Very well. You thought of that? Very well. That was my plan. That was my plan. You thought of that? I hunger. plan?
Our allies' hero has fallen.
What mortal?